Good afternoon and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E550, a 1962D original wrapped roll. How is everybody doing today? It is brutally cold for people in Florida right now. I know for most of you it's nothing, but we got down into the 30s last night. Supposed to get into the 30s or 40s again tonight and then start getting warmer. We'll wait for a couple of people to get in here. Paul Adams, good morning, and we'll get this show rolling. Hope everybody's ready for a new year. I know I'm ready. I don't know if anybody's got big plans. I know I don't. We're going to a friend's house for dinner tomorrow, but today I think I'll be in the house all day. In my flannel pajamas. Do plan on trying to do a reveal tomorrow, which will be a 63p roll. Probably do another reveal the following day, which would be a 61D. We got it out. Shows we got 6 people watching, nobody talking. So we're going to go ahead and get the first coin going. Lots of double die obverses. You know what? Let me get my cheat sheet going. First coin's going to go to Taco John. And we'll do RPMs on this one. We'll do double die obverses and reverses on this one. All right, we will get things going. Ender here. I will look at the reverses until Alex, welcome. Until I learn the die pairs. Kinemine. All right. Turned left. Nice. Kurt Pierce, welcome. Just called 2 bags of pennies. Lucky you. Good. When you going to get those? Coin number 2. Mark Thomas. Tim Weber. Was the package a box or an envelope? It is an envelope, and I just mailed it. It was a blue bubble mailer. I will check into it. Matter of fact, see if I can get a link to it right now. See which one this is. This is New York State, so that's Stonecutter. Let me look here. That was delivered. That was to Southern Coin Hunter, or Dan, one of the two. Says it was delivered in your mailbox on the 29th of December at 4:45. Tim, in Jupiter, Florida. Oh boy. That's something I'm not sure how to handle it. You don't live in an apartment, do you? Or do you live in a house? Yeah, that's what I would do. Just ask the neighbors if they got a package for you. And maybe you have somebody that was collecting your mail. And that's always a possibility. It's always nice that they tell you they're going to be collecting your mail. But we'll figure it out. I know that Parvis is funny. He lives probably 120 miles away from me. And one time I sent him a package, and it literally took 3 weeks, and it literally went to Puerto Rico, to Jacksonville, back to Puerto Rico, and all over, and then it got delivered finally. That's possible, Tim. And hopefully you got neighbors that are pretty decent, that are decent about it. The best bet is to try to catch the mailman and see what they do if somebody puts return to sender or not at this address on it. If you can go to the post office and actually have it hunted down. Well, keep me in the loop. Let me know what's going on with that. Coin 5. Paul, I just mailed more packages today. I think about 10 more. And I got more ready to mail, but I had to order more large bubble mailers because a lot of them didn't fit in the 6x9s. I had to go to the 8x11s. And I literally only had 2 of them left. Coin 6, Evolution. Got a hit on the mint mark on this one. Anybody got any big plans for the New Year's, or are you going to be like me and just kind of sit at home and do nothing? Yeah, I can remember when I was raising tropical fish. I ordered these fish from an importer that was in Texas, and they were fresh out of Africa. And they literally got within 10 miles of my house at the airport, and all of a sudden they took off and they were in Seattle, and then they were in Tokyo. And it literally took like 7 more days for the fish to get to my house, and they were all alive. Actually, all in good shape. But all alive when they got there. I was amazed. I thought for sure that I was going to have to make a claim. Fall asleep on the couch while watching TV. That sounds like a pretty good plan. I know me and my wife, we went out to dinner with some friends last night, and they're like, so what are you going to do? And she made a joke. She says, he ain't going to be up till midnight. He hasn't been up at midnight in 15 years. I'll probably be sleeping at 9:30 tonight. Especially, I think I'm supposed to go have a couple beers with a friend of mine. And if I have a couple beers in the afternoon, I'll be sleeping by 8:30. Little die chip in the E. Did you get your envelope yet, kin of mine? Those don't have tracking on them, so I always like to know when I get them. Paul Adams, I think, had one coming too in an envelope. Nothing real interesting in this roll so far. Nope, not yet. All right. Well, when you get it, make sure you just say, hey, I got the envelope. Boy, I see silver's back on the way up again. I heard a good story about why it crashed, and it was because of margin from a major bank. Didn't meet their margin. And I remember talking about this, I think, the end of October, when silver started going up and the banks were recommending buying was short. And it turned out that it was true, and that with the it's like a maintenance fee, basically, where they hold it and everything. They had to call the margin, and basically it's a computer. That's why it started happening at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the computer started saying, hey, we're selling, people got to buy, and then it just starts lowering the price till it sells it, because it's got to make the margin call by a certain date or a certain time. But it went up almost $5 the following day. I'm not a big stacker, but I do kind of keep track of it, because I do have a lot of 90% silver. A lot of them are just coins. It's going to be weird. I always like looking at dimes and nickels and war nickels, and they're going to be substantially more expensive than they were in June, just for the base coins. All right, see this one. I've seen that die pair a couple times. Coin 13, sissy. I think I may continue to do the reveal sales show. There's been about 4 people that Taco John had said that he liked doing it every 2 weeks instead of every week. Let me know your guys' opinion on that. It doesn't really matter to me either way. But I'm not against doing them every other week. Oh, yeah. Well, I was telling you, I had that little Altoids container. And it has, like, I don't remember, $15 or $16. Whatever it was, it turned out it was like $700 in silver. And within a couple days, wow, that's a neat little clash or something. Polish mark it is. It went up to over 800. Now it's in the 700s again. I might take it just to the fun show just in case for extra money. My funds are a little tight this year. All because I had to put a new septic system in the house. I know I still got rolls of silver dimes that I literally bought in like the late 90s. And I think some of them were like $17 or $18 for the roll. I just like the coins too. That's why I'm not a big silver stacker. I've got a couple. I mean, I've probably got 20 or 30 ounces of 999 stuff, maybe more. If it's got something I like on it, like I like space coins. If it's got spaceships on it, I usually buy it. And then I bought some of the ones from the Royal Mint earlier on last year when they were doing the collaboration with the U.S. Mint. Richard Sappington, I need to give you a refund on E520. I just watched the reveal this morning. I'm getting your coins ready to ship you some coins out. And that was the coin that was missing, and it turns out I didn't put you in. I charged you for it. So I'll probably just throw a couple bucks in the envelope if that's okay. And then I'll write refund on it, and you'll have $2 bills in the envelope. And I think I went through one of those rolls. If I did go through one of those rolls, I'll just give you one of the die varieties. Because I had a second roll of that, and I think I went through it and might have even attributed them all already. So something. AZ Coins, good morning. Yeah, I do make mistakes for those that you know. I just made one in the last sheet. I cheated Alex out of a coin and gave Dirty Water an extra coin. Through a fat finger. They were literally, when I did the list, above one another. Yeah, well, this big tin I got was out of a storage unit. My wife used to run a storage site, and a lot of the times they wouldn't sell at auction, and we'd have to just throw the stuff in the dumpster. So I'd look through it. And a lot of times we'd find little stuff, nothing ever real big. This is, matter of fact, at the time we found this, it was probably only worth $30 or $40. And that I've had that little tin probably for 10 years. Coin 20, Mark Thomas. Mid to late die state coins. Typical for 62. The quality starts getting quite shoddy in 62. Actually, this is a pretty good struck coin. It's got steps. Little spot that's not struck fully. Grab a drink real quick. Next coin, Kurt. Coin 22, Paul. Yeah, I might search some coins tonight. That actually sounds like something fun. Put some flannel shirts on. My house is down to 62 degrees right now. So tomorrow morning it's gonna be worse. Re-engraved coat. Let me look. I don't think so. If I'm not mistaken, this coin had a little bit of machine doubling on it. Right there. No, that's just dye deterioration. You can see it on the back of the 2 a little bit too. Your coin. Oh, well, let me look. Let me look real quick since yours was coin 21. I don't remember hearing anything about... No, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. I don't think that's re-engraving. I don't remember hearing anything about re-engraving. See, it's on the rear. I think that's just the design deteriorating into the fields. Of course, this one is not as late as Paul's was. Let me look with the loop, see if it gives a different look. Unfortunately, the way I got my scope set up, sometimes it doesn't show. Yeah, if you look at this with a loop, it is definitely dye deterioration. You don't see the hard edge. It's just kind of smeared down. Next coin, Richard. So, Richard, you'll have a package heading your way January 2nd. Same with Sissy, Taco John, Stan, Doug, and there's one more I got done. Steve A. They're all done in the envelopes. I just didn't have the big envelopes for some of them, so I kind of stopped and took what I had finished to the post office. Do plan on working on the website tomorrow. Hopefully get 10 or 15 coins listed. I'm backlogged about 130 die varieties again. Next coin, Jim Fletcher. See, what he's talking about for you out there is this stuff right here. And that is not actually doubling. It's actually kind of like a shelf, a diagonal shelf, if you look at it with the magnifier. Then it should have a little bit back here too, where it's starting to deteriorate. Yeah, I understood. Get mine. Yeah. Matter of fact, my first silver dollars, my first Morgans, I got when my grandfather passed away, and he got them. He had a bunch of silver certificates and actually had them in an envelope from the bank. The last day you could go turn a silver certificate in for a silver dollar, and he still had probably 60 silver certificates that they couldn't fulfill, but they weren't required to fulfill them after that date. The bank just said, we don't have any, you can take them to another bank, and he tried a couple banks and then he said it was enough. Not sure of the date. I think it was like something in 1971 or something like that, or 1970. Might have even been earlier than that. Let me see what that was. I'm curious now. Oh, June 24th, 1968. All right. Uh, 64, they weren't required to give you silver dollars for them. They were just required to give you silver. So an interesting little fact. Before 1964, when they stopped making the silver coins, they were required to actually give you a Morgan or a peace dollar for your silver certificates. Then after that, they still could, but they were required to give you silver change in the equivalence of $1. There's a different die pair. Kind of neat. We'll be doing a 63p roll tomorrow. Namaste, welcome. Did you get your envelope yet? Coin 28, Mickey. And Robert Bruce. I need your address. Send me an email so I can send you your coins out. Yours are the only ones that are left. All right, so they are starting to show up. Excellent. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine, Namaste. Perfect. Frank, good morning. You should have a package on the way on the 2nd also. It might be the 3rd for you because I think I got one more coin I got to photograph, and then I'll have all your coins. So what is everybody's opinion about doing reveal sales every other week? What is your preference? Do you like them every week or every other week? I got a lot of feedback saying people like to do it every other week. And I was kind of surprised because I thought people would want to do them every week. 1 week is great. All right, so there's a 1. I mean, during holiday, 2 weeks, whenever I can get them, 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, that seems like everybody don't mind 2 weeks. So I might just start doing that. I'll have to think about it. I do plan on doing that 72 bag, mini bag, next reveal show. It might be 2 reveal shows because I want to have time to spend time with it and go through the coins. Am quite excited about the fun show. That be probably leaving a week from today for that. They're labeled. One of them is just a nickel, with a, with nothing on it. But one of yours was a double die, and I didn't say what was wrong. But if you watch the reveal, you will know which one you got. And if I'm not mistaken, the one you might have gotten 2. The one you got is real easy to see. It's either on the D of United or it's on the top window of Monticello. Either way, you can send me an email and I'll try to send you something to show you what to look for. I can do that also. Die was starting to collapse right there. That's the first one of those that I've seen. Getting to the point where we're starting to lose hope, but you always have a chance. Like right there. What do you know? That is a good RPM. Let me see which one that is. That is RPM number 8 for stand. You can see it right here. All right, let me look here. See what kind of die states we have. Just as I said we were losing hope, I was losing hope. Now I'm not. Now I'm very hopeful. All right, any markers on the obverse? Yes, so let's look up here for the head. Right above the ear, that's a maybe. We got a hit there. Let's look at the reverse here. All right, nothing. It's not that. No depression. I think this is an earlier state. Well, the reverse is definitely early. So let's see. It doesn't give any markers there. With chips visible in the earlobe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Little die scratch on the cornice. I think so. All right. So Stan gets a 1mm008. Let me get my pen. Where did I put my pen? Just had, oh, there we go. 1mm008. Oh, nice. Nice. You missed, we just got our first RPM in the roll. It was RPM number 8. So far, that's the only die variety in the roll, coin vault. You've had, I think, a couple coins come out so far. Reminder, tomorrow I will be doing a 63p roll. Coin 35, Doug. Now I'm excited though, so that I know there's something in here, or could be something in here. We've seen this die pair a few times now. I will probably be doing the 63P roll about the same time I started this today. Matter of fact, I'm going to schedule it after I'm done. And I'm going to schedule a couple more, I think. I do plan on doing the 61. Here's another one of those. 61D roll on Friday. And I will probably do another roll on Saturday, which I think is the 55D roll. Okay, hopefully I have a proof penny answer. Go ahead and shoot. I'll see what I can do or find out or both. Proof pennies made in 47. I do not think so, but I will find out. My spider senses say no. But I do know they made mint sets that year. But let me find out. No proof Lincoln cents. That's what I thought. Freaking awesome. Good day. We appreciate that. Hope all is going well with you. I think I will be back on Frostbite's stream Saturday. I think we have figured out, well, we changed software, and whatever software he changed to, it lets me use my speakers, which is great. Because I actually miss doing that. I really enjoy hanging out on Saturday and Sunday morning. And now that the holidays are gone, my wife probably doesn't have a bunch of stuff for me to do. Coin 39, Evolution, or Bruce. We're gonna call him Bruce too. Seen this die pair a bunch. Huh. Yeah, definitely not a proof coin. Next coin, Farm Dog. You're probably not wrong, Coin Vault. Probably not wrong. But that's okay. She's a good girl. Fortunately, the holiday stuff's all over with, so whatever we have now, it'll probably be going to Home Depot or something like that. And you don't have to battle a bunch of crowds and get depressed over it. Of course, the crowds, the last couple of years we've went shopping, the crowds actually haven't been bad at all. Sam's Club was the worst of crowds, and I don't think people were really Christmas shopping there. They were just going to buy food and meat and stuff like that. Well, that's why we were there. Coin 43 for the coin vault. You get one that's got the die polishing in between the 9 and the 6. Very interesting looking. Yeah, you're not wrong. We were talking about that. I've got a dog here that I rescued from a rescue, and she was given to the rescue because supposedly she was vicious and was a man eater, and she's only a like 12-pound dog. But if I knew every dog I could adopt was going to be like her, I'd have 10. There's another RPM number 8 for Carrie. Real easy to see. You see it right in here. It's a D over D north. That's the bottom of this D right here. And they have polished it off pretty good up top. You see some real heavy polish marks all around the date. Mark Thomas, welcome. Got 2 nickels from Florida. All right, great. I am glad to hear that, kin of mine. So you and Namaste got it. And Paul Adams is the only one I haven't heard from. So hopefully he sends a message. We have found 2 RPM number 8s, Mark. Stan and Carrie have them. Yeah, 1947, Frank. There's a serious double die for 1947. So, yeah, definitely check it out. I mean, it's FS listed and it's worth a few $100s. Next coin for Shinbone. Not sure I remember this one or not. You got any plans for the New Year's, Mark? Or are you just going to hang at home like most people do? I know when I was young, I used to love going out for New Year's Eve. How stupid was I? So irresponsible. He said that he had a 47 cent that looked like it was proof, Petraeus. And they didn't make proof coins that year. Watching football, that's not a bad thing to do. I'll probably watch a little football myself. Of course, I'm kind of disgruntled with football right now. Even the college. It's all about money and making money. And it just seems like since there's so much legal gambling now, that stuff seems shady. Shadier than it did when there was no gambling. And maybe I'm just getting paranoid in my old age. All right. Okay. But it's definitely not a proof, Frank. I can tell you that. Not even accidentally. I agree. They're paying. You know, I don't have a problem if they want to give their star players on teams the use of a car or a truck or free housing or whatever. and pay for their food and all the other expenses. That doesn't bother me as much as some of these people. I don't remember her name, but I read an article about a woman's softball pitcher at Texas. I think it's Texas A&M. She's literally going to play 6 years, and they're giving her almost $1 million a year. And everybody goes, "Well, why wouldn't she just want to go pro?" Well, that's because she can only make $55,000 a year if she goes pro. I don't like that. And each school is getting multiple millions of dollars from TV contracts to pay players. You know what's going to happen? And they can get endorsements now too, so they can take endorsement money. You're going to start seeing high school players getting endorsements and getting money. And then it's going to ruin everything for sure. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining. Always have a blast. I'm going to be doing... What roll is this? Is this 63P? That roll tomorrow, about the same time. I'm going to go ahead and schedule it right now. It should be equally divided amongst every player in every sport. I agree. Even the people playing lacrosse and stuff like that. Yeah, see you next year, Petraeus. And everybody have a safe night. If you decide to go out, please be careful and don't be afraid to call an Uber or a cab or whatever if you're out enjoying a couple libations. But if I don't see you tomorrow, I'm sure I'll see you in the coin neighborhood. You guys be good.